Hello everyone, welcome to the new video of Prep Insta. In this video, we'll be covering up on how to prepare for Capgemini placement, and we'll cover everything that you need to know from tips and tricks, syllabus and cutoff, and how many people they are going to hire. Everything that you need to know about Capgemini, we'll be covering up in this video. Before that, I just want to take a moment and thank all of you because of all of your support, we've finally become the most visited and number one website in India for placement preparation. So we've only done that because of the love that you people have shown, and by far we don't have any competitors. We are the most visited website by far. So let's just go ahead with the video. I like to also mention one thing that there are a lot of websites on internet which have about 5 to 6 year old pages of Capgemini or any other company placement paper syllabuses and etc. So they don't update their syllabus pages or their questions or question bank, and they have kept the same for the last 6 years. So I would suggest you to not to trust anyone but us, because as far as I can understand, we are the only website in placement preparation who constantly updates any change that is there in any given placement preparation or any given placement process. So we update it every week and we check with the HRs of different companies. We also conduct a lot of recruitment, off-campus recruitment drives by tying up with a lot of different companies. So let's just not waste time and go ahead with the video of Capgemini preparation. I'll just move you forward to our website page. So this is how Capgemini placement paper preparation page of PrepInsta look like. This year the IT trend is not very good for any company, and including Capgemini. So this year all the IT companies including Capgemini are going to hire a little lesser number. Last year Capgemini hired about 16,000 students or 16,000 fresher, but this year it's going to be very lesser. We expect it to be around 5,000 to 6,000. They'll not be visiting most of the campuses, and even if they visit, the number of students that they're going to recruit would be half of what they recruited from your college last year. So this is going to be very tough, and you need to be at your feet all times, prepare well, and don't take it easy. That is the worst thing that you can do, that we'll just go for the test and not prepare for that, right? So this year Capgemini has changed the recruitment pattern in January, and the process looks completely different. Earlier we only used to have only quants, logical reasoning and English section. Now they've replaced the English section. We still do have quantitative aptitude and logical reasoning, but instead of English we have essay writing section, and there's one more section that is included in the test, that is called Capgemini Pseudocode MCQ. So I'll walk you through it, everything about this pseudocode, what pseudocode is or what essay writing is, and what platform do they use. Right, so this test is conducted by CoCubes. CoCubes is one of the most important platform that you should be preparing for. A lot of other companies use CoCubes as the first round of campus placements. In Capgemini test, we have quantitative aptitude, which is which has about 16 questions, and logical reasoning has about 16 questions. So these two sections have a combined time of 50 minutes. So we suggest that you take 25 minutes for quantitative aptitude section and 25 minutes for logical reasoning section, because there's a sectional cutoff also. So even if you score very high in, let's say, quantitative aptitude, but you score low because you gave more time to quants, and there was very less time left for logical reasoning, you will not be selected. So you need to give a proper time adjustment for both of them. So within the first 15 minutes you'll be attempting quants and logical reasoning section. In quantitative aptitude, we'll say the most important topic happens to be averages and equations. So these are the topics which have the most number of questions being asked. In logical reasoning, flowcharts is the most important section. So you would rarely see flowcharts being asked in any other exam except Capgemini CoCubes, and students even don't know how to solve flowchart questions. They think that they'll be able to solve it with the basic aptitude that they have, but these kind of flowchart questions are really difficult and you would not be able to solve it if you've not prepared well for the exam already. And there's a blood relationship question. So with blood relation questions, everyone can solve this particular question, but it'll take you about 2 minutes. But yes, with the tips and tricks we've given on the website, so you can visit this link and get all the previous year questions that were asked in Capgemini. But with the tips and tricks that we've given on our website, you'd be able to solve a 2 minute question within 10 seconds or 15 seconds. So time management is also the key. You need to know the tips and tricks for each and every section on how to solve that particular section, quickly, because anyone can solve all the question given a good amount of time. But the basic approach is to solve that particular question in less than 30 seconds or 40 seconds. That is how you're going to do good in the test. Then there comes the essay writing section. In essay writing section, you have one question. Basically, you'll be given a topic like demonetization or politics or sports. These are generally the most frequent news topics. So make sure that you do read newspaper daily. Now this is a little difficult section, Capgemini pseudocode section. It has about 20 questions, and the time given for you to solve this particular section is 30 minutes. Let's just go ahead with this one. Right, all the questions the that are asked in Capgemini co-cubes are given on our website, and these questions are really repeated heavily in the exam. So in pseudocode question, there are questions from C, C++, OOPS, and data structures. You will be given a lot of input-output questions, like they'll give you a sample pseudocode or a short code, not the complete code, like an more detailed version of an algorithm, and you have to identify what would be the output of that particular question. At times, rather than the output, they'll ask you to identify what is the error in that particular pseudocode question. So it may be from C. Most of the mechanical or triple E students would be familiar in C, but not very well versed with C++. So we very strongly ask you to also study C++ from our website and refresh C++ or object oriented programming concepts from various sources on the internet. And because this is the deal breaker section. Even if you do not get a very good marks in quantitative aptitude and logical reasoning section, you need to get very good marks in essay writing and Capgemini pseudocode section, because according to their new schedule or according to their new hiring pattern, they they are looking for people who are coders. So even if a mechanical student is eligible for an IT company, which he shouldn't be, but they are anyways hiring him in hopes that you know you'll be good in coding. Earlier, a few years earlier, maybe a couple of years earlier, this was not a trend. But now, since the hiring has become one fourth of what it used to be in IT industry, they would want to, and they obviously want to hire people who are good with coding, and rather than people whom they can train later and are well versed with electronics or mechanical. So this is no excuse for them. You should be good at coding. Apart from that, the essay writing section is included because Capgemini is a client facing organization, and uh, having an experience of working in an IT services company, I can tell you about 40% of your work would be to speak to the clients, maybe via email or Skype or video calls or maybe Skype calls. You have to understand the client's requirement in English, and give your points, uh, give your detailed analysis of the problems that you have, and the solution that the client is asking in English. If you can't speak for a proper sentence, if you can't speak for 5 6 minutes in a proper English, they would not recruit you after the interview round, because the interview round is meant to exclude people who are not very good with English. And they don't it doesn't matter for them if you're a very good coder. uh, if a person is very good coder but he cannot speak to the client, he cannot speak in proper English, it gives a very bad impression to the client when you stammer or you don't know English. So he has a lot of discomfort and distrust in you, which is why essay writing section has been included, so that they can see if you can write proper emails, and if you're whatever you're speaking or writing is grammatically correct with the proper salutation and flow of writing and everything, right? So these two sections are very important, and the cutoff for them is very high also. So, you can also check the detailed Capgemini syllabus on our Capgemini page. We've given 16 questions. This one I've already told you, right? And the cutoff for each section is quant. You need to score better than 70% of the people in your college or in any sample set, right? For reasoning, 70 percentile again is the cutoff. For essay writing section, 75 percentile is the cutoff. For pseudocode writing section, 70 percentile is the cutoff. As of the information that we've gotten, these particular branches from BTech, BE, ME, MTech, these branches are available. You should not have more than 2 years of gap, right? And we've also given the the score versus percentile graph, or the number of correct question you solve and the percentile that you get. If you solve 9 questions out of 16 in quantitative aptitude, you get 50 percentile. And you would aim to get somewhere around 80 percentile, so you need to solve at least 13 questions correctly out of 16, which is very difficult. And they are very adamant on that. The preparation tips and everything is given on our website, and all the previous year questions which are also repeated in the exam are already given here. You can visit any of the link and study any of the particular topic that is asked in Capgemini, and it would be very beneficial for us. Trust me, if you just go bluntly in the exam for Capgemini, you would not be selected because there's a lot of competition. Even if you're very good, there are a lot of students applying. About 4 lakh, 3 lakh students apply for Capgemini every year for a position that only has about 7,000 students this year. And this is going to be very hard. Apart from that, I tell you, if you have I try to cover everything that I could in this video. But if you surely have any questions related to Capgemini or any other company or any general placement question, do make sure that you ask in the comment section of the video. We'll make sure that we answer all your queries, because in a way, when you ask questions, we understand the basic pain point of the customer that we have, and we try to make our website even better. So it's a win-win situation at both ends. And a lot of wonderful videos, hundred thousands of videos are coming up on our channel, which will be very beneficial for us throughout your placement season. So make sure that you do also subscribe to our YouTube channel, so that you don't miss out on any of the videos, and click on the bell icon if you also want to get updates whenever we upload any new video on our YouTube channel. And like this video, subscribe and share love. Best of luck for your exam. If you have any question, do ask.